back. So it's been a few weeks now, but we're back with it. A lot of craziness recently, just with final exams for me and, Conrad now on vacation, fortunately. But we got a lot of football to talk about now. So you had the Joe Burrow injury, not a good thing, but Cincinnati's still playing well.
T-Law injury.
Yep. Justin Herbert, and then they had Easton Stick as their quarterback and gave up 43 points in the first half. So, a lot going on across the NFL.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting. What we wanted to talk about today was a little bit of the QB situation and the coach situation on the Pats. It was a little bit of an update. We just wanted to talk about where we think the Pats are at with their coaching and QB situation in the next year and where we think they're going to go.
Okay, I think it's more likely than not, but not 100% likely that Bill Belichick will be gone after this year in some capacity.
I agree.
Whether it's a mutual parting of ways or it's a trade or whatever happens. But I just think that the way things have been running and all the indications I've heard, whether it be from Pat McAfee on the Army-Navy game talking before, or it be something else, like, for example, Robert Kraft's response to that, Tom Curran's report, all that stuff, it signals that Belichick will more likely than not be gone, but I still don't think it's 100%.
I think if the Pats bring it back in the next couple weeks and win a couple in a row, there's a chance. Besides that, I think it's all but confirmed that he's going to leave.
Yeah. So what do you want to happen? That's a bigger question.
I want us to draft Marvin Harrison.
I agree.
I don't think we should. I don't even know if the Bears are going to draft Caleb.
Yeah.
There's a chance they might and trade Fields, but they might draft Harrison. If they do, I want us to draft Drake May.
Okay.
That's my idea. I don't like Caleb. I think he's kind of a narcissist.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that's going to turn out in the locker room. But I think our first priority is getting an actual wide receiver and seeing if our QB really is shit or if it was the situation he is in.
I agree, but I also think Zappy should be the starter going into next year instead of Mac. I'd rather have Zappy than Mac at this point.
You think so?
Absolutely, based off of the way that he leads the offense. I mean, neither one of them is anything great, but he's been playing better than Mac, and I think Mac just needs a new team at this point because it's not worked out after last year. I think last season really scarred him, and he's never recovered from that. So I think it'd be better if they traded him for a draft pick or something.
You'd probably get a 5th or 6th out of him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. 4th or 5th, possibly.
Definitely not. He's been shit, dude.
There's a chance you could get a 4th or a 5th.
But and then, what did you think about the Malik Cunningham thing? How he didn't play him ever?
I mean, I would have liked to have seen him play. It's not a surprise that Baltimore picked him up, and now they have both quarterbacks from Louisville who are the only two in the league who really have that run first heavy play style more than anybody else.
Yeah, honestly, I liked him. I thought he showed a lot of promise, but there's a reason he was not a top QB prospect.
Yeah.
There was definitely some issues, and maybe the Patriots knew more about those than we do.
Yeah, who knows? So quarterback-wise, I don't know. I would like to see Mac traded, Zappy go into next year as a starter. I wouldn't mind to see them draft another quarterback, but with that top overall pick, or one of the top overall picks, I would rather see Marvin Harrison and maybe pick a quarterback. You trade up to the late first round or maybe in the second round. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Coach-wise, do you want to see Belichick back next year?
No, I don't. Do you want to see, what's his name, the special teams coach? What's his name? Mayo?
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to be the coach or no?
I think there's a chance for Mayo. I think there's a chance for Jim Harbaugh. I'd like to see Belichick back next year, believe it or not. I'm in the minority in saying this, but I think he's still the best coach of all time. I think he's made some mistakes, but just the greatest coach of all time, and he's going to be hard to replace. And a lot of the issues that they've had in recent years since Brady left isn't all that. I mean, he has made some big mistakes in terms of roster building, but he's lost so many of his other coaches who were there during the 20-year dynasty, whether it be, Ernie Adams, Josh McDaniels, who I would love to see back next year. He's lost a lot of people. He had Dante Scarnecchia, the offensive line coach. So there's been a lot of other coaching changes, and I don't think this is all on Belichick because they've lost a lot. So I would like to see him back next year and get a lot more help, whether it be both on the roster because they have a lot of cap space and they have a high pick this year. With that and also coaching wise, I'd love to see Josh McDaniels come back next year.
I think Josh is forever going to be just a good offensive coordinator, a bad head coach. But I think he'd be great. I think defensive wise, I think we're probably fine. I don't really see. I think our defense is somewhat solid.
Yeah, especially when Judon and Gonzalez come back next year.
Yeah, and maybe we need to re-sign Uche, but that's about it. And then Tabai, we need to make sure we keep him. But I was gonna say, I think that our coaching and our draft stock actually seems. I think it's better than what we're thinking. I think we have a good chance to, if we get good drafts next year, and we really get a stronger offense. I think we have the potential to be maybe like a 7-8 win team, which is pretty good considering where we are at this year.
I agree. I mean, they could. It's a lot of ifs. I mean, they have a lot of money in free agency, and they have good draft picks. They could, change things up, GM coaching wise. However, even though I'd like to see them stick with Belichick as a coach at the very least, but that's kind of where I'm at with this. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.